Here is the delete part. Just you see in the bottom level, you see the which ID you selected, which one you are trying to delete it. Here it look like this one. So you see the property in the bottom level. That's informations. Which one you try to update, which one I try to delete it. Even though you can write it as a small counter functions, the counter actions. Then when you need it, these counter actions, you just call it into the view page and build your counter. And even though you can set it like how many pages, how many records, or each of the pages you need it. This you can implement also this one. So the same thing, same call. We just call it all the user existing register user. And we get its size, and then we divided this total counter into the 20 pages. That means if you have 100 records into the register, record into the database, and then you divided it like 5 pages. Each page is containing the 20 records, and that means the 5 pages in each of the, as you can put it like ascending order or descending order, depending how your end client would like to see, or depending on your business logic, how you order of your informations. So that's the controller part. And we did it exactly the same thing, controller part. So if I try to now look for the service implementation part, view implementation part. So we define this is our forms. So this is, you can see the forms from here. You can see that this is the forms. It has a address ID, first name, middle name, last name, email and phone number, mobile number, web address, full name, and when the user is created, and when the last modified, and the logging system logging username, and also this passwords. That's the form of the view side. So you see that the most important part you need to take care. Here is a call of the forms, the actions, and then this is our applications, and then this is our register controller, and this is our actions. So our application base URL application, the URL, and our control information, controller name, and the action name, and the object, which object we try to do our CRUD operations, or which object we try to store into our backend server. And this is the post methods, and then all the attributes. So you see that one of the example like here, this is our internationalization. You see already, I will talk to later a little bit here, our internationalization concept. So I put it like here, our localization internationalization. So you see all the related levelings properties file is there. Just you need to read it, this properties file, and inject the values what you need to here to the so I would define use level is like address ID. You see that this level is there available here. So that means this is the professional way we defined it like this way. So that means when you have a different language like Bengali or English or German or French or Spanish, you just what you need to define your international one. This one, the message.properties file, and then this is the German one, this is the French one or Spanish one or whatever it is, or a Bengali one. Then you try to need it, and you need to transform this message. That means the key is the same for anywhere, but only difference in the value of this respective key. You can transform when your page is loading, and then you reload the transformation from the different language. That's the idea to internationalize. So this is the structure. What I discuss here is a professional way doing your projects, or professional way we are doing every day with this way. That means when you change you just like level in the value part, and key is still the same, then your application is running anywhere. You can support any languages what you like to do. That's the main idea to really segregate or to partition it to your language part, your properties, the message properties part. So you see, read the message key, and it's loaded our values. In here you see that there are values, and then we define our input. So it's input attributes, and then this is the attribute name, and it's null value. We can put it null some value if you try to build it like to give a end user some message or some default value. We can even set it like. So we define our address ID and user name, first name, middle name, last name, as so on and so forth. And depending, as I said, it's depending how your end client would like to see your content, your GUI part, how the colors, text, or formats or structure, and depending on your specification. Maybe the client would like to see in the vertically, but I here put it like it's like horizontally to every columns by column, 4 by 4 columns. So that means every record, every row has 4 columns. So depending, it's completely depending you and completely depending the specification of the end client. So you see that the controllers and the email address and phone numbers and so on and so forth. Every row has 4 columns. 4 columns. You can do different way depending. Here is the picker. The date is a little bit different because you see the level is like coming level from our message. The properties files and input is a date picker. And then you put it your address, the attribute name and the format of the address, and then you placeholder, write something about select the date, something like that, or do different placeholder. But the date format will be different depending where you try to implement or where you try to deploy your application, where the application has to be go, or where your application to be as a general or standard application, as like eBay or Amazon, like they approve with standard date format. And if you follow this one, you have to take this standard date format. Or if you have a customer specification, okay, we need standard one, the local one, when the application, and that is an international one when the application is deployed or is run or browsed on any part of the world. Then it's showing the international part. The standard one, if it is the localized application or localized any local language, then you put it the local date format or timestamp structure. You need to do this one. You have to talk to the end client how they would like to see. So here they count the other part, the input, the user full name, because this column has only two because only the format that's need. So then we have, this is the important part. This is the if it is the multiple, if you use the application like this way, so every user need to the same time to register the user roles. That's the idea to took it here. If the application is not designed or application not think about that way, then you need to first you need to register as a single page application. We register our all users. When the user ID is there, then we will build based on the user ID. We will build the user role. Then it's a single page application. So user registration application can completely independent the user role the application, the page is the content of the information. So one institute, one department or one person is responsible only to register the user. Then other person take the user registration ID and build the user roles based on the user registration ID. When you take the registration is done, then you take the registration ID and build the respective user roles. And here you see the button 2-3 buttons. So it's a submit with the type input type button and ID submit button. You have the CSS in the CSS class. I will show you then a little bit here. So you know already the Spring Boot basic data the file structure or directory structure. So we have the resource. Every resource has to be put here like this way. So here is our all the information, the test data, and here's our international information, IZ, and then here's the SQL syntax that I put it here. It's additional one. This is the static. This is the important one. So all the CSS, your JavaScript, or your pictures or images has to be stored like this way: static, CSS, images, and JavaScript. So if I go to the CSS, there is a CSS. There's footer CSS, header CSS, main style CSS, map CSS, and also the style CSS. That's the information. So that's the maybe this is the style CSS. This has the informations. There's like the button a map button and the button calculations button, and then user registration tables information.